Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Amanda Wulan. I will present it about my minor research. The title is An Analysis of Grammatical Error on Student Writing Result at Al-Azhar 3 Senior High School, Bandar Lampung. Okay, move to background of the problem. The grammatical error in students have become a habit that is considered a language. Language is a communication tool that is used to interact between humans both orally and in writing. Language is universal. Language is also considered as an attribute that is used as a difference between humans and animals. In English lesson, there are 4 skill elements that must be mastered, namely reading, writing, speaking, and listening. Of the 4 skill, writing skill is one of the most difficult skill because writing words or sentence in English has its own rules and procedures. In writing English, students must have more knowledge related to the vocab and grammarly, both in writing and speaking English. Grammatical language is one of the mistakes that are often encountered among students. Incorrect use of grammar can make it difficult for students to understand English words. Reasonable on the grounds that the student is still learning to understand English. There are several aspects that can use error in student English, especially in the grammatical language of student. Student English errors occurs because there are still error in the mother tongues of student, and then lack of vocabulary owned by student. Then the teacher lack of attention to student regarding to problems of errors in student in the form of pronunciation, spelling, and grammar use. In this study, researchers choose to give the title of this study. In this study, the researcher chose to give the title of this study. The study was entitled An Analysis of Grammar Error on Student Writing Result at Al-Azhar 3 Senior High School, Bandar Lampung. Based on description, researchers have captured the problems of the student, namely, what are the most common types of grammatical error found in student writing. And then there are a list of several previous research. In the first previous study entitled Grammatical Error Analysis in Essay Writing by Siva Suci Wulandari and Ratri Harida. In the second previous research entitled An Analysis of Grammatical Error on Student Writing by Banjar Putri Kumala, Siti Aminah, and Muhimmatul Ifada. And the last paper's research is entitled An Analysis of Grammatical Error in Student Writing Descriptive Text by Sari Sadia and Sally Ade Royani. Okay, move to chapter 2, Theoretical Framework of the Research. Carl James states that error is the process of determining the occurrence, nature, cases, and consequence of unsuccessful language. And then, according to Olavohai, grammar is a fundamental thing that is very important for writing competition in English. And then the last, according to Cook and Richard. Cook and Richard states that are many rules in grammar, including article, part of speech, sentence patterns, tenses, and etc. Next, Chapter 3. This research used descriptive qualitative method with content analysis as the research design. In this study used random sampling with the total population was 13 students, but the researcher only took 10 of them. The data sources selected in this study were the result of student writing. Okay, move to the point of this research. Chapter 4. Analysis data. Based on the description that has been explained in the previous research, it is known that the data used in this study is in the form of student writing in the form of paragraph. The result of student writing will be analyzed grammatical errors to answer the formulation of the problem, namely to find out the form of grammatical errors that are most often encountered in student writing. The following is analysis of data from the writing 10 student. Based on the analysis of the data above, several grammatical errors were obtained in 10 student writings.
In this text, it can be analyzed the type of grammatical error that arise. Sentence pattern, there are 5 errors. Tenses, there are 1 errors. Spelling and punctuation, there are 4 errors. In this text, it can be analyzed the type of grammatical error that arise. Sentence pattern, 1 error. Tenses, 1 error. Spelling and punctuation, 5 errors. In this text, it can be analyzed the type of grammatical error that arise. Sentence pattern, 1 error. Tenses, 3 errors. Preposition, 1 errors. Spelling and punctuation, 2 errors. In this text, it can be analyzed the type of grammatical error that arise. Sentence patterns, 1 error. Tenses, 7 errors. Spelling and punctuation, 3 errors. In this text, it can be analyzed the type of grammatical error that arise. Sentence pattern, 1 errors. Tenses, 9 errors. Spelling and punctuation, 4 errors. In this text, it can be analyzed the type of grammatical error that arise. Sentence pattern, 2 errors. Tenses, 8 errors. Spelling and punctuation, 3 errors. In this text, it can be analyzed the types of grammatical error that arise. Sentence pattern, 1 error. Tenses, 8 error. Pronunciation, 1 error. Preposition, 1 error. Spelling and punctuation, 2 errors. In this text, it can be analyzed the type of grammatical error that arise. Sentence pattern, 2 errors. Tenses, 7 errors. Preposition, 2 errors. In this text, it can be analyzed the types of grammatical error that arise. Sentence pattern, 1 error. Tenses, 8 errors. Pronunciation, 1 error. Preposition, 1 error. Spelling and punctuation, 2 errors. In this text, it can be analyzed the type of grammatical errors that arise. Sentence pattern, 1 error. Tenses, 9 errors. Spelling and punctuation, 4 errors.
In the sentence patterns, there are 16 errors. In tenses, there are 91 errors. In the pronoun, there are 2 errors. In the preposition, there are 5 errors. And then the last, in the spelling and punctuation, there are 29 errors. Based on the total number of error after being classified. The data show that the most grammatical error found in student writing in the tenses error. This can be reference for teachers to put more emphasis on teaching and applying use of tenses to students. Besides that, students also need to learn more about the use of tenses so that they can be applied to conversation in class and in everyday life. Okay, I think enough for this material. I'm apologize if any mistakes. Thanks for the attention. Thanks for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.